What a wild and wonderful idea. I found it poignant and moving, as well as surprising and hilarious. Can you tell me when the germ of an idea came to you and your co-writer?
Yeah, so I wrote the film with Miranda, also my partner, and the initial idea, the spark really came from this YouTube video that we saw, possibly one of the most inane, boring YouTube videos of all time. And it was someone who was aspiring to be an influencer, chucking out the content, as Isabella says. And clearly they had never seen a video on YouTube before or something. Every decision that she had made was totally off. And we were hooked, subscribed. So we were one of like 3 people watching. And there was something that was just about the sort of the need to feel seen, to put stuff out there in the world and have people see it. And I don't know, we were kind of interested in like, what did she think that was going to like fill some kind of like hole inside of her or something. And then I started thinking, that's not too different from me. I want to make films and put them out there in the world, and I want people to like it. So I was kind of like, well, that's too interesting sort of take. I'm kind of hiding behind the stuff I make. Whereas this person's like, at least I'm more of a coward. This person's like putting themselves out there. And anyway, so that was really the start of it. We thought that here's kind of 2 characters that have a sort of a different relationship with a similar theme.
And to be clear, Laurie is playing a version of you, or what?
Well, I don't know.
Let's come to Sian. Congratulations again. You are so, so wonderful in this film. Let's have another round of applause. Another round of applause. When you read the script, and this script has some wonderful surprises, what did you think? And did you have any moments where you weren't, any reservations about taking on this crazy film?
I want to say no, but also yes.
Okay.
So when the first thing I read was actually like a summary, and not just a summary of the film, but how we were going to make the film in 15 days with a crew of 10. And they were so organized, so that appealed to me. But the concept, I was like, I just leaned in, and then I read the script, and it was an immediate yes. And then I met you. We went for a walk in, which park was it?
Let's say Hyde Park.
Hyde Park. And we just we talked for hours, didn't we? Yeah. And we were just like swapping ideas, and I was so excited. And then it started to get a bit closer, and I got really, really scared, and I almost pulled out, which he knows, so it's okay.
So after you met me, you almost pulled out. Is what I'm taking
I can't trust this guy, no way.
What were your reservations then? Why were you?
I didn't want to fuck it up, is the truth, and I think it felt like a big leap for me, even though it felt like something definitely in my wheelhouse, but maybe from a long time ago. And I'm talking like pre-drama school even. Like I grew up doing a lot of like musical theatre and character comedy, and I did do some of that at drama school, but it's definitely not what I've done professionally. And so there was something in me that was like, oh, you really, really want to go into this space and do something a bit bigger and less understated. And, how it is in life, there are a series of events. I mean, I have to say I did like 2 days on Jamie Demetriou's Netflix special and had the time of my life doing the stupidest character I've ever played in my life. And I was like, so there was these little things were popping up that were reminding me of what I love to do, and it was tapping into like a playfulness around acting, and it was just my neuroses that were getting in the way and telling me I couldn't do it, and I was working with Riz Ahmed at the time, and I told him about the idea, and he was like, "Oh, you got to do that film. You got to roll the dice." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." I mean, that wasn't the only reason I made the decision, but I knew it was an opportunity that was too good to miss, and then we got there, and we rolled the dice, and and it was some of the hardest 15 days of my life, but we've made a really, really beautiful thing. I think I couldn't be more proud of it. I really couldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And I think we can all say that we're all very happy that you made that plunge.
Oh, thank you, Riz.
Yeah.
And Laurie, congratulations on your wonderful performance. And you're both so great together. Really. Talk to me about that experience of filming this, because you know, Sian's saying it was a challenging shoot, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that from your perspective.
It was. Every day there was a new adventure. As you say, it was a very small group of us, and there was something very beautiful and exciting about that. You know, you work on these big films and TV shows where there's like 150 people in the crew, and you can't get to know everybody just through the nature of it. And so getting to trust everyone, and then also because we were shooting it like a documentary, we got to kind of involve the crew, whether they wanted to or not. I would, you know, be calling Kirsty, who's on sound. I'd be calling her name all the time, and that was really fun. But yeah, we just had a blast. It was hard, and we obviously shot it in the winter, and so there was limited light, and the only time that we existed in the light was at this house. We would go home and it would be dark, and you'd wake up and it'd be dark, and then the light would come in here. So it kind of felt like we were in this sort of Groundhog Day type.
And we would go home together.
Yeah.
We were all living.
We lived in the boathouse of this place, which was amazing. And Sian and I would hang out, and it was an amazing experience, but we would like get our food and read our scenes for the next day by the fire and have a glass of wine and talk about the next day. It was awesome. And we'd actually worked together before on a show called Life After Life.
I played his mother.
Perfect. Mother and son, once again. So yeah, we already had a spark of connection, but we had fun, didn't we?
Yeah, I was so thrilled when Laurie came on board, actually, and that was like a mad day when Sam and I went to visit the house.
You're right, yes.
Where is the house? Can you say?
Yeah, so it's in Somerleyton Hall. It's in Suffolk, and beautiful house. If you ever get a chance, go there. It's gorgeous. But I think Sian was saying we were coming back from a little
we spent a day there.
And Sian had got a text from Laurie, and I think she was like, "Oh, you should."
Well, Laurie had texted me. I don't want to speak for you, but you were so excited about the film. And
it was just the self-tape had come through, and it had said that Sian Clifford was attached. And I was like, oh, that's my mate. I'm going to text.
That's my mum.
Yeah, that's my mum.
Just to make it weird.
Yeah, put a word in, mate. And then, did a little self-tape in my dad's room at home and put it together and sent it to Sam.
But I was sat with Sam when I got this text, and I sat forward and I was like, Sam, Laurie's the most amazing actor. And we felt like, because we're so limited on time and resources and all of those things, that knowing each other in the same way that Phoebe Waller-Bridge and I knowing each other, it gave you so much for free when you've got so little time where you can you're in and you trust each other and you can just go. And we all just took a leap of faith, and some of our beautiful crew are here tonight. So shout out to everyone who's here. They did such an amazing job. And but they it was just like there was a real I don't think I'll ever experience that level of trust on a film. You know, we ate all our meals together. We sat, we would come in the morning and we would sit down and have breakfast together, and it was really, and you sort of do that on other sets, but it wasn't. It was really special, and I was so thrilled when and then when you got Laurie's tape.
Well, this was it. So obviously you said that, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll bear that in mind. But he has to be right for it.
Baby, it's the sun.
But within 30 seconds of Laurie's tape, it was clear. Instinctively, you had the tone of it, and you kind of had you were just sort of dialed into the right frequency of it. So immediately that makes my job so much.
And he messaged me immediately. He was like, he's amazing.
Oh,
Done.
That's so lovely. I love this kind of meta idea of you filming, you having dinner together in the film, and then you are actually having dinner off the film. It's amazing. Before I cut to the audience, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about that kind of not just the meta thing, but the surreal elements that occur in the film. At what point in the writing stage did you both think that would be a good way to go?
Well, interesting. Yeah, so we'd had the character of Isabella for a while, and the idea of her bringing in a film crew into the house, and And there was the shape of the story, her dealing with, unable to really deal with grief and all that kind of stuff. That was there. But there was something that was a little televisual about it for me. There was this thing that I felt it was missing that was like cinema. What can make this a more sort of theatrical experience that people can come see on the big screen? And it was kind of like, I grew up on like 90s high concept comedies. So,
Yes.
Bill Murray reliving the same day over and over again, Jim Carrey Can't Lie, or, going inside John Malkovich's head. And I was thinking, okay, well then what kind of big idea like that could I have that would be like Isabella's worst nightmare? Or, let's make her invisible.
I love that you mentioned Groundhog Day, because I felt like the moment where she is finally, her problem is solved is because she's seeing someone else.
Right.
Is that a fair interpretation?
Yeah,
That was just that kind of moment like he has.
Yeah, I
in
love
these-
that. Exactly. So, she's someone who wants the world to see her, but is incapable of seeing others and herself. And it's only in that moment where she's able to, I think, see Sam and his vulnerability that she and that's when she changes.
It's very touching and funny.
I would say no, you go.
No.
I think you should start.
I would say I'm the opposite in terms of I would rather hide from everything, but definitely a camera. Something I've been told by every director I've ever worked with is that I physically turn away from camera, and it's becoming a problem. But in this, what I have to say about this, this is about the film, that doesn't directly answer your question, but the gift of a format like this gives you such freedom as an actor. It really helped me to relax, because I knew that it would be edited in such a way that, I don't know, I could just play, and the script was all there, but there was a real, Sam just let us go, and there was real freedom within the form, and we are improvising a lot, but it's layering because it was there. And like, even that scene, that first sort of when she's walking in front of the fountain and talking about being the aristocracy's answer to the Kardashians, that whole like cut action, we found that then. And then that was kind of when we found it was like, oh, she's gonna try and control and direct this thing. And that really helped me as someone that likes to hide behind a character. And I think that's probably why actually I should always lean towards the much bigger leap from me, because then I can really, really hide behind it. And so I would say I'm like the opposite of her, but maybe my friends would disagree. I don't know.
Am I like Sam? Is there anything? I don't know. I think he means well. He thinks he's doing the right thing at the time, but he's probably not. Oh God, I don't know.
Are you like Sam?
Real Sam, I think I am.
Yeah,
I'm more like real Sam than that Sam. We have a laugh.
Yeah.
And this has been these things are always really fun. But I don't know if I'm like that Sam really. He likes just everything sort of goes wrong for him. And like you said, with the sort of finding the language via sort of improv or just being allowed to sort of play with it, that was the exact same for me, and the opposite of where Isabella was then going, oh, I'm going to direct this. And Sam is like, it's all just kind of like sand through his fingers. And he's trying to be, I'm the big guy, I know what I'm doing. And then we find out that, he's not really ever done anything, it was fun to play that for sure.
So I'd been to Summer Leighton before and kind of had it in my mind. So then when writing the script, kind of without asking them, I was like, that's the place. And what it enabled Miranda and I to do when writing was to just, knowing the geography well, meant that we could really design the action around the house. So a lot of those kind of sequences when they're kind of racing through the house, whatever, were very specific, you know, and kind of structured and getting the rhythm that would work through that space. Yeah, I think that really, really helped, to be honest. But obviously we were conscious that we might not get it, so we needed to have some other ideas up our sleeve. But really, it was kind of like the part was written for Summer Leighton, kind of thing.
Lovely.
I think for me, when writing, I'm kind of coming from a very human place with the story. So it's kind of coming from less kind of initially as a societal thing, but more as just a kind of very human thing of a want to make things or a want to, you know, be seen and kind of visible and recognized and my own grubby relationship with that. And so it really comes from a human place. And I think when you have something that's quite specific to you, that it enables you to make something that's kind of universal. And so people can read into it in any kind of way. So I welcome any interpretation like this. It's not where it came from for me, but I've heard all sorts of things and I love it.
Yeah, sure. Well, it was freeing is exactly the word. There's something kind of terrifying about that as well. But also, like, we would sometimes do takes that were like 30 minutes long, like really. And so we were really having to, like, we'd be knackered by the end of it. It was especially that scene where we were on the mushroom drops and sort of running around, which was lots of fun. And I had to jump in the pool, and it was November. So that was good. I was like, you've got one of these. Yeah, it was very freeing. And then there's even things like, you know, talking about getting the rhythm in the start of it when we're moving through all those rooms. In between the hard cuts, we're trying to stay active and up and like throw in little jokes and whatever. And some of it doesn't work and some of it does. And then so it's interesting to see what then makes the cut, because you can really chop out so much of what we did. But yeah, it was challenging, but really fun. And it felt like, more so than I've had on lots of filming jobs, it felt like being in a rehearsal room as in theatre, because you're just always sort of throwing out ideas, throwing out things. It felt a bit like sketch comedy, as you talked about. So I really loved it. It was definitely hard, but it was awesome.
And it was really like, it's so hard to describe without like publishing the script. So maybe publish the script, but then you can. But it's like some things we had to be really specific about for the VFX, that you always had to have a clean line. Our DOP is sat right behind you, by the way. Korshan,
Yeah.
Give him a little wave so you can. We love you. So have a chat to him afterwards, and he can fill you in. But yeah, like things like that, the VFX we had to have really like, you couldn't have like scrunched up sleeves or things like that. Like,
and
it was
also then
so,
for you,
like,
there might be something that I would say, like, I need your hand to be exactly here.
Yeah.
This
it was really
beat,
annoying, yeah.
but also keep it really loose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Go.
Free.
But I think it was like, I don't know how to describe it. There was 100% a structure and a complete script. And I think once we found our feet and our confidence with our characters, and you as a director, I mean, Sam's obviously worked a ton, but this is his first feature.
Yeah.
So it was like, we filmed a lot of it chronologically. So we did start with the beginning of the film. And so we really like sort of found our feet together, and so it really grew. And then sort of by the end, the last thing we shot is that sequence where she's becoming invisible, running through the house. I mean, we finished at like 1 a.m. I'd lost my voice. I had to ADR a lot of that. Like it was, we really sort of, I feel like we pushed ourselves as far as we could go, but it was the muscle of it we found as we went. So I would say we were quite we were probably more rigid at the beginning in terms of honouring the script, and then we got looser and looser and a bit more risky as we went on.
Well, the film's out in cinemas next Friday. This is a special preview, and I'm excited for the rest of the world to see this film. Tell me, what are your hopes for audience? If you had some great reactions so far, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is great. Just getting to see it with an audience. We've had a really fun festival kind of tour with the film around the world, which has been incredible. And now the next step, it's August 14th. Tell all your friends.
Yes. Please.
Go see it.
Well, it's been wonderful chatting to you all. We'll keep spreading the word about Lady. Thank you all so much for your questions and for coming. And thank you so much, Sam, Charles, Laurie.